rescue chariot. Please be seated. Peter and James and John. They climb up the mountain with Jesus, about to witness this amazing thing, and they can barely keep their eyes open. Jesus told them, stay awake, I'm going to pray, I'm going to meditate. They're like, ugh. Maybe it's because they had exerted themselves climbing up the mountain. Maybe the gospel writer is trying to tell us it's not about their, physical sleep, but just that they're barely spiritually conscious. At any rate, whichever one that is, or both, they're barely able to keep their eyes open. Maybe it's the eyes of their heart, maybe it's the eyes, their actual eyes, maybe it's both. Okay, so these disciples are just not that different from you and me, right? We're made of the same stuff. Anyone a meditator here? Kind of, a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to keep your eyes open, right? Or, they might be closed, but sometimes it's hard to stay awake. But suddenly, they are wide awake. They are wide awake. Because there's this brilliant light all around them, the veil of sleep or the lack of imagination, whatever it is that falls from their eyes, and they wake up to wonder. They are woke to wonder and this dread sense of mystery. Jesus is definitely not their bestie right now. He is utterly transformed. He's more dazzling bright than if they looked directly at the sun. And they don't just see Jesus there, they see Moses, who's their trusted leader, the guy from old, and they see Elijah, who is the prophet of the end time. You see Elijah, that's the end time. So you've got Moses and Elijah, and then you've got Jesus, and then you've got this voice from heaven saying, listen to my son. They're completely overcome. It reminds us of the shepherds at the beginning of Luke's gospel, the same gospel, the shepherds. They're just out in their field. I don't know whether they were sleepy or not, but they're out in their field just working a regular night shift. When suddenly the sky is radiantly bright with angelic hosts that are singing glory to God. And the shepherds are falling to the ground in wonder and terror and listening. Because the angels are telling them to do something. Go to Bethlehem and see. And so they do that. They go to Bethlehem and see. Now it's the disciples, Peter, James, and John, falling to the ground in wonder and terror and hearing what God says. Listen to my son. Listen to him. So I want to just take some time this morning and acknowledge that there are realities. There are realities outside of our normal experiences. Right? Some of us have a lot of access to those experiences. Some of us never consciously experience anything beyond this regular life. And most of us, if we were to tell somebody about it, most of us don't, but maybe once or twice in our lifetime, we have these experiences where the veil kind of falls from our eyes and we see or hear something beyond the ordinary. And mostly when that does happen, if that happens to us, we don't really tell too many people about it, because are you crazy? Or, what were you smoking? Luke tells us that these three, Peter, James, and John, they don't actually tell anybody for a long time about what happened up there on the mountain. It isn't until after the resurrection that they begin to talk about what they experienced up on this mountain. The Bible, unlike most of us, the Bible actually does talk about these extraordinary, extraordinary, out of the ordinary kinds of things that happen. And on this one Sunday, Transfiguration Sunday, I don't think we can do anything other but then to say, yes, there is there are more brilliant realities that are mostly hidden from view. But that veil does drop from time to time, and the brilliance of the world astounds us. It changes us. So whether we can physically see this shining brilliance or not, my friends, it is present. It is present, and all of us, Paul says, are being transformed by the Spirit from one degree of glory to another. Now, I know that when you look around, and when you see the faces around you, you mostly don't see this. But look at some of the children who come into church. If you remember Margaret Harris, who's now in Oman with her family, she would come to church and she would run into Jane Day's arms, shining with happiness at this joy of being here, of being loved and seen and wanted. This just shining brilliance would shine out of her face, and honestly, out of Jane's face as well. Look at the children's faces, because they can reflect back to you some of this glory that is God, that shines in them and shines in you. Or take some time to look closely, really closely, at a tree. Or your dog. Or even yourself in the mirror. Yes, there are wrinkles. There are lines of sadness. The flower droops. The tree has ants on the bark. Your dog is visibly aging. All of this is true. But it is also true that deep within each and every one of us, each and everything, there is this reflected glory of God that is almost unbearably beautiful. And it can enlighten you, and it can give you hope. It can cause you to take a very deep breath of adoration and praise to the one who is the Holy of Holies. So my friends, maybe we can't always stay awake to meditate. Maybe our prayers dissolve into yawning. Maybe we don't always get what's really happening in church. But we can do these two things. We can listen to Jesus above all other voices. And we can let ourselves see this reflection of God's glory in each other. And we can return it with the warmth of our own smiles, the authenticity of our greetings, the warmth of our greetings, the purity of our listening, the realness of our interest in one another. We, you and me, it doesn't look like it, but we are inhabited by the Holy Spirit. And whether we feel it or not, we reflect this beauty of God, this glory of God. And this is true regardless of who we love, by what gender we identify, or what our net worth is, or how healthy or non-healthy we are, or what trauma marks us. Through Jesus, in the power of the Holy Spirit, God is changing us, is transforming us into His glory. So let's listen to His Son, Jesus, and let's sing out with our hearts. We can even get some clapping going. Glory, glory, hallelujah.